This is one of the most underrated sets that is often overshadowed by the boutique hotel, but still, it has great charm and is a fantastic build. In today's video, I'll help you figure out, should I get the boutique hotel or the Jazz Club? I'm very excited to share this with you. First, we'll get into my rating, my review, a comparison, an outro, and you'll be on your way to the next video. Let's get into it. I do my ratings on a number of metrics to help you figure out if this set is right for you. Skill, 7 out of 10. The Jazz Club is very similar to the boutique hotel. Actually, skill-wise, I'd say they're pretty much the same. If you're a beginner, I'm going to say this one isn't super beginner friendly. Usually for a true beginner, I'd say anything much over 1,000 pieces will be tricky, and this one is just under 3,000. It could be done in chunks, but yeah, I mean, it's still going to be a little tricky. Not to mention the build techniques in here might be a little difficult if you were a beginner. I don't want to say it's completely undoable, but it's something personally I wouldn't advise. For my intermediate to advanced builders, you'll feel totally fine with this one. It's not going to be an unwind set where it's so easy you can almost do it on autopilot, but it's not going to be so difficult you're feeling like you're doing a Technic, if that makes sense. Aesthetics, 9 out of 10. I treat a lot of these ratings like a grade, and this one is no exception. I'd give this like an A, but not like a perfect A. I've gotten more strict with my ratings, so there's nothing per se wrong with this, but I do want to point out some features I really did like. I really like that there's a lot going on with this building, especially putting it next to the boutique hotel. It feels like there's kind of more going on to our street with this one. The boutique hotel, while it looks really nice, the art gallery is really small, and this one just gives a lot of variety. Like, this is called the Jazz Club, but there's also like a little, I guess it is part of the Jazz Club, but a little apartment up here. There's a pizza shop, there's a tailor, there's a little garden. Like, there's a lot going on to it. Speaking of the garden, aka the greenhouse, give whoever did that a raise. It honestly is fantastic, and it makes the roof line so much more interesting. I was so happy about it being included, and I definitely think it doesn't make the set, but it adds a lot. The minifigures in this one are super fun, and I'm really happy about their inclusion. We'll talk about that more during the review portion. I almost said during the rating portion. We're in that right now. I also really like how they make the Jazz Club look like it's in brick. I think that was really fun, and it gives the building a lot of character. I also really love the stained glass windows. They add a lot to the feeling of this, feeling artsy. I also really like how the buildings aren't completely flush. Like, you can see the pizza place is set back a little bit more from the sidewalk, and it adds good dimension to the set, and it looks really fun next to the boutique hotel. Durability, 8 out of 10. I treat this one like grades. NCs get degrees. It's an average, and I'd give this one a B. I've noticed on this one and the boutique hotel that they are very durable, which is surprising to me because I feel like these are kind of sets that you place and leave, especially for a Lego city. And for something that is 2,900 pieces, I'm really surprised that I feel comfortable waving it around with one hand. Just a little side note with this one, the levels on this can be pulled off very easy. That is done by design because these are 360 buildings, so that way you can access the inside if needed through the top. Whoops, I knocked something, sorry. One sec. Value, 9 out of 10. I do this rating solely based off the price per brick. By the way, sometimes I accidentally call them bricks and pieces interchangeably. I'm referring to the same thing. There are two main factors that affect a set's price per brick. One is licensed IP. This one does not have any licensed IP associated with it. If Jazz Club was a licensed IP, that'd be pretty crazy. The other one is custom pieces. Now, all of our custom pieces on this are pre-existing bricks, but they do have custom printing on it. Certain things like the umbrella, obviously the signage here and here, and a few other little things are custom. I did find this link on Brickset of all of them. If you were curious, I'll link it down below. This set costs $229.99 and has 2,899 bricks, meaning that we have a 7-cent price per brick. I'm very happy with it. We'll talk about how that relates to boutique hotel at the comparison point. Time, 10 out of 10. I only do this metric based off of how this set compares to my normal average. Normally, excluding Technics, because those are a whole nother beast, I can place about 350 to 425 bricks per hour. This had 2,899 bricks and took me 6 hours and 53 minutes, meaning I averaged 421 bricks per hour. I put that as a 10 out of 10 because it's basically 425, which is the top of my average. I'm very happy with that. And honestly, I was surprised at how quick this seemed to be flying by, especially for how big it is. Joy, 10 out of 10. I also look at this metric like grades. I'd give this one an A+ in terms of joy. Actually, okay, so let me put this down for a second because I feel like I need my hands to talk. When I was doing Boutique Hotel, for me, that set came out right when I started to get into Lego, and I had always wanted to build that set. For me, that was a bucket list set. Like, I have to build this one before it retires. So once we got to the point of, hey, the set's going to retire, I was like, okay, we're going to buy a few other ones to review, but Boutique Hotel has to be on that list. For me, I was only interested in Jazz Club because I thought it would look nice to Boutique Hotel, but there was nothing about the set that was drawing me in. But it genuinely surprised me. It was an amazing build. It was so much fun. I loved all the little details that were written in the book throughout. It was great. I found the pacing to be great, and it's really well structured but doesn't feel repetitive, which to me is always a massive plus in my book. Overall S tier, as I mentioned earlier, I've been getting stricter with my ratings. Before my last video, I hadn't rated anything S tier in a very long time. To me, this is a perfect must-have set that should be in most LEGO collectors' collections. My last video is Boutique Hotel, and it's like insane to me that I have 2 S tiers in a row, but I genuinely believe both of these sets are absolutely incredible. I do feel like this set has been overshadowed by the Boutique Hotel, but it deserves to be on the same stage. Let's discuss. Before we can get into that, let's discuss some of the basics of the set. The set is 15 bags, and it clearly has sections. I think you'll understand earlier why I said this is really structured. Bags 1 through 5 are the first floor, bags 6 through 10 are the second floor, bags 11 through 15 are the third floor and roof of the Jazz Club building, and the roof and garden of the pizza building. I technically can divide down that last section further. The top floor of the Jazz building is bags 11 through 13, the roof of the Jazz Club and the sign are bag 14, and the rooftop and garden of the pizza building are bag 15. Another thing that this modular has, like a lot of sets retiring in December, is multiple bags labeled the same number. I really used to harp on that when I first started the channel, but I've come to be better at organizing the bags, so I rarely miss a second bag labeled 10 or whatever. It's still not my favorite thing, and it's a trend I'm honestly happy to see LEGO is moving away from, but it's not that big of a deal. I will say beginners definitely be aware of it though. It can get really confusing if you forget to open a bag and can't find a piece. This build includes 8 minifigures, and you get them scattered throughout the sections. You get the first 3 in the first section, 2 in the second section, and 3 in the last section. In order, they are the jazz band drummer, pizza chef, the jazz bass player, the jazz club owner, the tailor, the jazz singer, the magician, and the delivery driver. I know this is my only second modular, but I have to say this again. This brings it with the same world building that we saw in Boutique Hotel. Actually, I might argue this one gives us a bit more. For example, with the delivery driver, it says, the delivery driver is happy to bring pizza anywhere across town. Don't be surprised if he's a bit late though. He loves to listen to the jazz club shows, and it can be hard to drag him away. Like, isn't that so fun? These fun descriptors are in there for pretty much every minifig, but it might not be right at each bag sort. There's also other ones for small little details. When I was holding up the set before, you might have noticed a squirrel at the top of the jazz club building. There's even a cute little biography for him or her. Watch out for the mischievous squirrel. If you stop for a slice of pizza, you might just find it disappears from your hands and ends up on the roof. Isn't that so fun? These are in here for so many fun things, and it makes the build process incredibly fun. From wall art to vanities to indoor balconies, there's a lot that has descriptions. I didn't go back and count it, but it definitely felt like there was a lot more in this set than the Boutique Hotel. That might just be because there's a lot of the stuff in the hotel that doesn't have items that would even work well for descriptions. Like, this bed is for weary travelers to lay their head down at night. Isn't nearly as fun as the squirrel one. Actually, I think the squirrel one is the best I've seen on the modulars. Let me know if you have a favorite because I'd love to know it. In my last video, I got a lot of people asking me about my other modular sets I was planning on doing because I was so excited about that one. Also, to explain why I was so hyped, let me quickly explain my posting order. When I did this part for the Boutique Hotel video, I had already built the Jazz Club. After the Boutique Hotel build, I was so excited to do another modular, but I wasn't 100% sure if it was just because I had done the best one. After doing this one, I knew I found my newest LEGO category I'm obsessed with. So when talking about the Boutique Hotel, my very obvious love for modulars was definitely shining through. I got asked a lot if I'd do this set, which was kind of making me crack up. Not anyone's fault or anything, but I love that we were all so in sync. But I thought it'd be cool to list out the next ones I want to add into my LEGO city. First and foremost, I'm thinking my next one will be the Natural History Museum. That one is the oldest of the modulars that is currently available via LEGO, and I want to make sure I don't miss it. Next, I'd probably get the Tudor Corner because it looks amazing. There's also a library and wine bar I found in Rebrickable I want to do, but I'd have to order a bunch of parts, so maybe at some point I'll do that one. Next, I'd probably do the Botanical Garden set, even though technically it isn't modular modular, but I've seen a lot of videos of people who have made it work into their modular city. I've also been on the hunt for the retired police station set, the Parisian restaurant, actually any of those retired modulars. I swear I check Facebook Marketplace like every other day. That's pretty much the only reason why I even know how to log into Facebook, to be honest. I'm also considering doing a double build of the Central Park Cafe that turns it into a modular I found on Rebrickable. I also saw a set on Facebook Marketplace available of Central Park. It's been there for about a week, so I might need to act soon if I want to get my hands on it and try this build. It would feel a bit weird to take my second set apart, but I know this could be a lot of fun, so let me know if that'd be something you'd want to see. I do love with these modulars how creative the sets are. I'm going to be the first to admit I would have never thought a Lego city needs a jazz club. Sure, like a fun spot for the minifigures to go out, but not specifically that. Or even the boutique hotel. The concept of a hotel, sure, but one that chic? Probably not. But they do a great job of adding in things to give the city character. And I will say, and I said this in the last video, yes, I think a pizza shop is 100% something in every city. That one might not be as original. Where I grew up, some people would call it a small city and others would call it a good sized city. I live in Vegas now, so I 100% see my hometown as a small town. But even thinking on it, we had some kind of a small concert hall venue thing. I'm not even joking when I say this, but like diagonally across the street was a pizza place that kind of reminds me of the one we built today. Well, actually, there used to be two, but the one I'm referencing actually went under during COVID. The building was 2 stories, but it was red, but the layout of the pizza place was pretty similar on the interior. I do have some ideas for other sets I want to see in the future. So I know obviously I mentioned the rebrickable design library, but I also think a movie theater could be amazing. I do think like a small one, maybe with 1 theater would be possible. A cafe or coffee shop is definitely something I think we need. A few shops actually could be really nice. I'd also love a little gas station / mechanic shop. But funnily enough, these have already been done in the past, but I think they're worth a revisit. Now this set does reference the Lego Grand Emporium 12011 and Lego Pet Shop 10218. Actually, it pretty much references every modular that came before it, besides the detective's apartment. I double checked, but definitely I could have missed it, but I don't recall seeing that one at all. There is this kind of interesting divide of the modular sets. Anything pre-2012 has a lack of printed bricks, and you make the lettering sign out of Lego bricks, instead of the 2 pieces that have, for example, Jazz and Club printed on it. From 2012 to 2018, we kind of get a mixed bag. We get partial printed bricks in 2012's Town Hall and 2013's Palace Cinema. For the Parisian Cafe, which was released in 2014, we get printed bricks. We got brick-built signs in 2015's The Detective's Apartment and 2018's Downtown Diner. And then we didn't have any signs in 2016's Brick Bank and 2017's Assembly Square. Then from 2019 on, we got modulars with the same printed brick signage we see today. In case you were curious, the release order for those sets are the Corner Garage, Bookshop, Police Station, Boutique Hotel, Jazz Club, Natural History Museum, and then the one from this year, Tudor Corner. Natural History Museum is going to be 2 years old in January, and usually these are available for 3 to 4 years, so I definitely know the clock is ticking on that one. Although BrickTap currently estimates that it will retire December 31st of 2027, which sounds really far away until you realize that 2026 is less than 3 months away. It does seem like every year we get a new modular in January. Actually, I'm going to take that back and be more direct. Every year since 2007, we've gotten a new modular set. I know they are probably at this point running through the last prototypes or even starting production on them. But if I can please make a suggestion, I'd really like to get an apartment building. There is a housing crisis in my Lego city, and it's not going to get fixed with buying retired sets. I don't need it to be like a 1 apartment to 1 minifig sort of thing, but the more I've been looking at these sets, the more I realize that's missing. I said this in my last video, but Lego, please, can we get a New York City style brick apartment with a fire escape? I think that has the potential to look incredible. Not to mention, the rooms don't have to be big because a lot of New York City apartments are small. Think about it. Do we think I can hold up both? This is absolutely terrifying, by the way. I'm holding up, just under 6,000 bricks. Skill, I already did both of these the same because they are very similar skill-wise, while some different build techniques might be used in Boutique Hotel and not in Jazz Club, or vice versa. I feel like generally they kind of require the same level of skill. Aesthetics-wise, I rated Boutique Hotel a little higher. I think there's something with me with the colors on this one that I liked a little bit better than the Jazz Club. I'm not a big yellow person, so I think that I just like the aesthetics of this one a little bit more, but there's nothing wrong with this one. It's just a personal thing. Durability-wise, they're exactly the same. Value-wise, they're both the same. They're both a 9 out of 10, and they both are a 7-cent price per brick, but this one is 3,066 bricks, and this one is 2,899. This one is a fraction of a cent higher on the price per brick, but I don't count that because It's so negligible. Time, I both rated these a 10 out of 10. This one was 465 bricks per hour and this one was 421. Both were at the top of my average or beyond, and I was very happy with that. Joy, I found these both to be extremely joyful. These both were incredible, and honestly, I'm so hooked on modulars after these. Overall, I'd say these are both top tier sets. Now I'm gonna put these down because I've been holding them the whole time and it's terrifying. Ideally, because they're both retiring, you'd be able to get both because they're incredible. But if you had to pick one or the other, or do one now and then maybe get one a little bit later, here are some questions I came up with to help you pick. One, what do you feel like your Lego city is missing? Do you feel like there's less spots for the minifigs to unwind, or do you feel like you don't have a place for visiting minifigs to stay? 2, if you're getting it as a standalone, which do you feel calls out to you more? Number 3, if you looked at both, which would you feel more bummed about missing? Number 4, if you want both but can't buy both right now, which do you think will be more expensive post-retirement? I hope that helped. I just want to say really quickly, thank you so much for watching the video to this point. It really means the world to me and helps out my channel so much, whether this is your first video or like you've seen all 60 of my videos, because literally your support means the world to me. I also want to shout out a little special thank you to my channel members. I have 5 of you guys now, and that's literally insane to me. I appreciate you guys so much. If you were interested in becoming a channel member, I do have an exclusive channel members only video where I vlog a week showing you my content creation process, which actually does include these 2 videos. It does include the building process and all that of these 2, so I'm very excited to share that with you. So definitely that's something you're interested in. You can become a channel member to see that video. I'm kind of putting videos that I worry wouldn't do well in the algorithm, but I still think are really, really cool videos. So if you're interested in that, I definitely say become a channel member. You'll also get priority comment replies, and it would mean the world to me. But if you're not in the place to do that, there's absolutely no sweat off my back. You being to this point of the video right now seriously helps me out so much. Comment down below, let me know what is your favorite modular, and if you haven't done modulars, what do you want to be the start of your modular collection? And with that said, I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye!